In a time and place when you can celebrate Thanksgiving anywhere,
2 ladies have decided to do Turkey Day in Turkey.
8 people from all over the world come to one house in Antalya.
Does anyone know where I can get canned yams in Turkey?
There's medical tourism, ugly Christmas sweaters, and a sketchy-ass theme park.
Dude, are my eyebrows ever going to go back to normal?
This is the Workationing Podcast. We are coming in live from my new apartment in Amsterdam.
Specifically from your glorious bed. We are sitting here together like 2 little sisters that we are, podcasting from a bed.
No, because we tried to do it in the living room, but my new apartment is echoey as fuck.
Because it's huge as fuck. So do you want to walk us through it a little bit? Give us the audio grand tour, if you will.
Sure. So I just moved into this place. As you can see, my clothes are still unpacked.
Dude, ladies, gentlemen, the reason that the audio is better in here is because you can't walk on the floor because her suitcase has simply exploded. And it is a carpet of clothing. That's what it is.
Well, I didn't realize until I unzipped everything that, oh, girl. But you don't have a dresser, though. I've got this wardrobe with a set number of hangers that are not enough.
Girl, this is an Amsterdam problem. You've been to my apartment. My balcony is part of my closet. I have suitcases full of clothes on my outside balcony because there's no space.
I've got storage for days here. I just don't have storage for clothes.
Oh, you have space right there.
No, that's what I'm going to do. That's why I asked Tina to bring over a tape measure.
All right. Anyway.
I don't have a door, so I would have expected this to be not as good, the audio.
But let's explain why you don't have a door. The roundabout. The in-home roundabout and the secret blessing that is inside.
Okay, so you walk into my new place, which is a historic building right in downtown Amsterdam, basically.
It's so next door to the red light district. we could go see the lady sex workers in 2.2.
I was 2.2
seconds. We could put a red light over your door and people would be like, "Oh, we're still in here." It's how close we are.
You know,
we're not doing that.
I was going to say it was a 5-minute walk from Central. Well, make it that way.
Where's your mind?
So I got a new apartment and I just moved in 4 days ago. And you walk into this historic monument building and you look to your left and there are floor-to-ceiling windows. And then you look to your right and it's very rectangular and there's nothing in the middle. It's very much an open floor plan.
Which I love.
And you look to the right and you're just like, what is that round-ass wall?
There's so many reasons why I love this round-ass wall that we will talk about. But one of it is it hides the most glorious bathroom that one has ever seen. Well, let's say for a city.
No, it's a good, this is what sold me on the place. I shower, I spend a lot of time in the shower. I do my best thinking in the shower. And so I saw this online and I was just like, no, shut up, stop it. What is this unicorn of an apartment? And I show up and sure enough, you walk in and I've got a shower to the left. I've got a second toilet to the right, but like both of these are kind of hidden in the bathroom. You can't see them because you're distracted by a big ass bathtub in the middle.
And let's talk about the real candy in there, the bidet.
Oh, I've got a bidet now.
And I'm telling you, you haven't made it until you have a bidet in your bathroom.
No, I've got a bidet. I've got a couple sinks extra.
It's just massive. Like, to me, it's almost like, what are you doing in there that you need that much space? But I love it. We're going to throw a dance party in there just because we can.
No, I have got storage in my bathroom. So above the bathtub, all of that is storage. I'm
so jealous.
But I've got no bureau for clothes. But the round wall kind of obfuscates.
Girl, don't ask me.
I can spell it. The entry to my bedroom, which kind of has like a mini spiral staircase kind of vibe thing. And then you're in the bedroom, which is, I've got a closet, I've got a round wall, and I've got what amounts to my backyard, which it's got very much a prison theme going on.
It is. It is like a prison, not the outhouse. What do they call that? Courtyard?
Yeah, no, so the leasing agent walked me back and he was like, I like to jokingly call this place the prison, but don't tell the owner that. And I was like, I fucking love it. It's a concrete wall. It's a very high concrete wall with one window. It is a decent sized window.
I forgot about that one window. That is super prison-y.
No, so it's got this one window and it's got 2 panes on this window that you can kind of close together. But the one pane is just a grate, and it's very much like a prison bar situation.
My God, you finally got to prison, girlfriend. It's been coming.
I almost went to Turkish prison earlier.
Oh, God. We'll talk about that later.
But it was time for me to, I guess, move into my own place.
Your big girl spot.
Yeah, it is.
And it is pimp, and I am so proud of you. And no, it's such a great place to just spend time. We're having the ladies over for dinner here in a little bit. And it's a 10-minute bike ride for me, finally. Woo woo. And yeah, we're going to have so many memories in here, girlfriend.
Because I've been in Antalya, and then Nico's place is not exactly in the city. It's a little in the suburbs. Far. And I'm excited. I've got some art to move in, so that Jeff Goldblum painting that Kelly got me is going to go right above the bed here.
I've seen pictures of it, but I haven't seen it in person.
Our friend Steve is going to come and put the disco ball up in the bedroom.
My God, Steve. Can I just give Steve a little shout out? Because he is there like a wizard when you need something done. This man can do anything.
No, I asked him to build me a door, and he was like, well, what kind? And I was like, I don't know, Steve, what are my options? A good one?
Dude, my oven glass door shattered. I don't even know how. And he was online ordering me this used stove to replace it in 2 seconds. And he was there. I mean, he's just... Not only is he a good friend, but he's magical, and he can just do anything.
So Steve is like the go-to handyman for everyone in the friend group, on top of being all kinds of other things to the friend group. In fact, Ashley and I are in the process of organizing a mystery birthday tour for Steve.
Dude, we're so about the mystery birthday tours. I love it.
No, because it's fun. It's so much fun. To just, all right, so guys, here are 3 options, and we're throwing it out in the WhatsApp chat right now, and I don't want to give anything away.
No,
we're looking at 3 separate countries.
See, that's the best thing about living in Europe.
I was just about to say that.
Anywhere in max, I would say 4 or 5 hours without getting into another, going to the U.S. or going to Asia. So, no, it's just the best. That's why I love this place.
So we've got options, but Steve has done so many things for all of the people in his group of friends that everyone's just like, so how can we make his 40th birthday fucking baller?
And honestly, that's how I know all of you. That's how I know you, is from Steve. He's the one that brought me into the group. He's the one that's brought so many of us.
He brought me into the group too.
See?
First time I met Keenan and Rob, Steve was just like, hey, so I'm going to a party. You want to come?
Yeah. Me too. All my friends here are because of Steve, the little matchmaker.
Yeah, so Steve has some good things coming. But we just had Turkey Day in Turkey.
Dude, just to even be able to say that is so rad. When I put that on social media, people were like, stop. How creative are you? And I can't take any responsibility. I think it was you and Keenan that put that together. No, it was
Keenan's idea. So I've been in Turkey for a while, spending a lot of time out there while Nico he's got some business partnerships out there. So he got a house for the year out in Antalya. And Keenan was just like, you know what I've always wanted to do?
Always.
No, he said, dream. From the time he was a child. He said that he always thought it would be amazing to do Turkey Day in Turkey. And when he told me that, I was like, Keenan, we can have Turkey Day in Turkey.
Did his face just...
No, I didn't see him. It was over the phone.
Oh.
And he was just like, oh my God, that would be amazing. And I was like, so let's round up the crew. Make it happen.
And we did.
So Nico and I it's Nico's business house. And it's a 4-bedroom place in a really good spot in Antalya, Turkey.
It's so beautiful. Not only is the interior huge and super accommodating, but... You're right across from the water, so we can even see the water from your balcony. Yeah. It was so great.
So Nico has this house. It's got 4 bedrooms. It's got 3 bathrooms, 3 showers, 2 toilets, which was just enough there were 8 of us total, but 2 of the beds were You had one of them.
Well, I was going to say it's not only because there were some single beds happening, but we had 2 very heavy snorers in our group that I have had the unfortunate experience of sleeping in the same room with on a trip, and I put the hard stop on I will not be in any near radius of these men.
No, it was an issue in Annecy. That Rob and actually, no, it wasn't Rob. It was Ram and Sean.
Yeah.
Had the snoring problem. And so they were
horrific.
Paired up together.
You're lucky. Have you ever heard it?
Well, yeah, because Sean stayed at our house for 3 weeks.
But he's on another floor.
No, and you could still hear him.
Oh, girlfriend.
You could still hear him. And I was like, oh. Well, we need to have a talk about sleep apnea, which I've flagged. I haven't actually had that talk with him yet, but a sleep apnea talk.
I can have that. My dad has a magical mask that I feel like I should share with them.
Well, but the snorers pieced out to a hotel room for the evening.
They said it was massive rooms and quite nice, and it was $30 a night.
Yeah, it was $30 a night, plus they got the Turkish breakfast, which is, you saw what kind of spread that was.
I didn't really eat the rest. I didn't need to eat the rest of the day because it was so massive and delicious and savory and sweet, and it just kept coming.
No, it's everything that you want and all at once.
And more. Things that you do not want. Yeah, there it is.
But nobody else had been to Turkey before except for Tina had been.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Nico and I had been, but it was a new experience. And the U.S. and Turkey relations had not been super good building up to this trip.
Yeah, my parents were like, are you sure you want to do that? But, the media oftentimes, don't get me wrong, it is not great right now, but we were so far from where any problems might be happening near the Syrian border that I did not experience an ounce of threat or nervousness or anything.
I always feel incredibly safe there, and I've met a few women who have told me that they have left their wallets at the bank, and then somebody had actually tracked them down to their house to return their wallet full of money.
Yeah.
Leaving sunglasses at a restaurant, coming back 2 days later, and then being like, oh, they're still here, though?
Well, remember when we went to one of our 4,000 grocery store runs? They had all of these items outside. And it wasn't just fruits or vegetables. They had packaged goods and
like cat
chocolates.
Food and stuff.
And things that you might want to, if you were a thief, steal for a gift. And I was like, don't you think this is bizarre that this is just hanging out and there's no security? And you're like, no, because people don't steal. But however, on the flip side of that security thing, let's talk about walking in anywhere.
Oh, yeah. So Security Theater is large and in charge in Turkey.
So
it's
crazy.
Just constantly playing at movie theaters near you. Because you've got to walk through a metal detector to get into a mall, but also into hotels. Sometimes clubs have them. We didn't have to do that at any of the restaurants we went to, except for the one that was in the hotel.
Yeah. But then our car got bomb checked going into that one mall for parking. Remember he had the little mirror under there? And I'm like, you're not even looking at anything.
No. And so, part of going into the mall to park, if you're driving a car, involves 2 security guards, one on either side of your car, with a mirror on a stick looking under your car. And so either you're going to the mall that gives you the mirror on a stick underneath your car treatment, or you're going to the other mall where they make you pop your trunk to make sure that there's no bomb in the trunk.
Oh, I didn't do that one.
No, we did both.
Did I?
Yeah, when we went to go look for the sparkly dresses. Nico had to pop the trunk.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
You were taking a little cat nap.
Yes,
in the
backseat. Yeah.
But it's not both at once.
No. It's one or the other.
But if you know what mall you're going to, so you have the illusion of security, but it's very much an illusion. Even going into the airport, sometimes they'll stop a taxi. I don't know if this happened to you on the way to the airport, but they'll stop a taxi and ask for your passport or ID.
Oh, no, they didn't do that. And it was also 4 o'clock in the morning, so.
It's also very much sometimes they'll check your trunk. It's a spot check thing.
Well, whatever makes you feel good at the end of the day.
But I've never felt unsafe in Antalya.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
And I've spent a significant amount of time there. The security theater makes you ask some questions, but I think that just might be a countrywide policy.
Yeah, I think so.
Or something. But you arrived. Who was watching your dog? while you were in Turkey? Because you came for like a week.
I am obsessed with trusted house sitters. It is.
You called it trusted pet sitters last time.
I know. Oops.
It's definitely trusted
house sitters. It is the best invention, as far as I'm concerned, ever. So if you just want to get away, if you want to travel the world, if you just want to go camping and you don't want to bring your animal, whatever, you can get online and you just put this profile up explaining, where you live and your pet. And then people who want to come visit wherever you live will stay at your home and look after your pet for just an exchange of a place to stay. And it's wonderful. And it saved me quite a bit of money.
Because, how much would it cost you? Because you have a dog, which is how many pounds?
8 kilos, 9 kilos. So what, 18 pounds, almost 20 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do
You're on the kilo.
Dude, I haven't for a while. Yeah.
So a kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Yeah. So, you all can do the math.
He's like a medium dog. Small, medium dog.
Yeah.
How much would it cost you to board
It's
him?
typically 30 to, I always have somebody come to my house, but it's 30 to 35 euros a night. And girl, when I was in Utah, I did not discover this gem. And I paid like 450 euros. And that's a lot
just for a
single
dog
lady.
sitter.
Yeah. So, no, this is amazing. So I've already used one and I got 5 more coming in real quick. I'm going home for the holidays. I'm using that. So, and
but they're different people every time.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably reuse them, but these people are just traveling and taking adventures as they can to watch your animal, and they're very caring. So Joko, I think, was like vomiting insanely before we left, like 14 times, and I was really worried. And I entrusted this lady to watch him. I gave her my credit card, my ID. It was like, if anything happens, will you take him to the vet? And she was like, absolutely. So, and she sent tons of updates. So, honestly, it was great. So,
did she send you photos?
Yeah,
too?
Totally. A couple of times a day. I mean, it's the best care that you would get, and it's amazing. So, if you guys have little furry loved ones at home, definitely suggest trusted house sitters. Yeah, use them. They're great. Trusted house sitters.
That sounds like a really, really great service. And I know that we've got some listeners and people in the Workationing Facebook group, which y'all can catch at facebook.com/groups/workationing, who travel the world.
Yeah, that's how I heard about them.
No, but sometimes they house sit like horses and stuff. Like they will house sit a farm.
I wish I had a horse.
There are photos of them house sitting chickens. Even you can just like Farmer Bob going out on vacation, and you need somebody to come and check in on your stuff.
I think that might be one of our next adventures, Kari.
Do you want to sign up?
I want to sign up for us to watch after a farm. I mean, we both have experience.
We should do that.
I'm not
how
kidding.
fun would it be to just like house sit somebody's? You'd have to miss your dog a little bit, but
that's fine. Somebody can come look after Joko. I want to look after your horses. I can ride. I want to milk your cows. I want to see your mini goats jumping around. Chickens scare me, but I'll get over it. Let's do this.
Okay. Now we have a new travel option, right?
Don't hold us too accountable.
So coming into Turkey, you encountered a torrential downpour, which is not typical of Antalya. You got some real weather.
Oh my God. So Nico was, run into this store with me really quick, like check out the store. I'm like, yeah, cool. Welcome to Turkey. And get out, and I step in a foot deep puddle with my running shoes on, and I'm just totally soaked. I'm like, why did you make me come in this little shop? I think he was like, welcome to Turkey. No, but I mean, it was pissing. And then we went and sat in dinner, and I was drenched, and my feet were molding. It was so gross.
It was so wet. And then it just stopped, as it does in Antalya. And then we go home, and we have some rakia, which is... So rakia it's like sambuca. If you like black licorice, like a vodka flavor, then you're gonna love rakia. And like sambuca, when you get it cold, it goes from clear to cloudy, and it's just the typical Turkish after dinner drink. But you weren't having it from the beginning, like at dinner when we ordered a bottle.
Disgusting. I smelled it, and I can't remember the name of it right now. It's this French drink. It's the same thing. They have it in France. They drink it all the time, and No, it makes me ill. But I have a very...
Is that a petite?
Yeah, pasties. Pasties. That's what it is. Thank you. But I have a pretty grown-up palate. There's very few things I do not like, but black licorice literally makes me cringe. So no, I stayed so far away from that. I was like, red wine, please. And they're like, sure. It's the most expensive thing on the menu. I was like, I don't care.
No, it's a polarizing thing, the rakia. I got you to taste it anyway, and you looked at me like you were so disappointed and had found a new version of hate in your soul.
I didn't even... I stuck my tongue, like the tip of my tongue, like a little kitty cat in it, and I was like, nah. I mean, like a 3-year-old tasting, a Brussels sprout or something for the first time. I didn't like you in that moment.
Well, so the reason why, I don't know if it's a reason why people drink so much rakia there instead of wine. So wine is not a big thing in Turkey. Alcohol is very expensive. Everything else in Turkey is like $0.
Yeah.
It's more than that. So to give you an idea, the place that Nico's company is renting, I think it costs 650 euros a month for all of that, which is, 5-6 times bigger than my apartment?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to put that in Amsterdam, for instance, it would be more than $1 million place.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
There's like the wraparound balconies on both floors. No, it's definitely.
Value on deals out in Antalya, Turkey, with great people and incredible food.
It's like, I'm sorry, if you even moved 3 blocks in, it would have probably been way cheaper. But the fact that you have a sea view, you weren't just, Nico's not skimping it here. It's a nice place.
No, but it was just at a great value. But again, you take your US-based income or Euro-based income around the world, and you can live in incredible places for a shockingly low amount of money.
Yeah. Well, Thailand's like that. Lots of places in Asia are like that. So it's great that there's somewhere between Asia and Europe. So it's a place to consider.
I think Antalya's it. So I'd had some rakia and you'd had some wine.
Just a little.
And I was like, Ashley, we have to go to this park that's like right down the street. And it's a beautiful park.
Well, can we just keep in mind here that I had never seen Antalya in the daylight. I arrived in the dark. So continue.
So, yeah, it was already nighttime, and I was trying to give Ashley some sort of perspective on what it might look like in the morning. And I know of this gorgeous garden that's right down the street.
which still makes me laugh. The rakia made Kari think that I was going to appreciate a garden in the dark. Let's just...
Well, it was lit.
This is adorable.
It was lit.
Yeah, but then what happened?
Lighting there.
Then what happened?
It's connected to a very fancy hotel. Well, then it started raining again. But not just a little bit of rain. It was
a
like...
monsoon.
No, it was so bad. And Ashley and I very quickly got very wet. And we looked at each other and we were like, so do we walk back home?
No.
Or do we just hang out under this tree and wait for this to go away? Now, both of us had taken a roadie beer for the walk.
Yeah.
And so we were like, well, let's just sit under this tree, drink this beer, and talk about life as the rain comes down.
I don't know if it was the most adorable scene for somebody or the saddest. It could have gone either way. But for us, it was loving. We were holding hands, talking about our love for each other and the world in the pissing rain, having a Turkish beer.
Yeah, and then occasionally asking each other, do you think it's going to let up soon?
Yeah. And it didn't. I mean, honestly, I don't know how, we had to have been under there for at least an hour.
It was a while, because we were just like, no, surely it has to get better. And I've never seen it rain like this in Antalya before.
And then the call to prayer comes on, and it was this magical moment. The rain on us and hearing the call to prayer and the ocean in front of us, we were just like, this is so romantic and cool, and look where we are right now. Like, it was such a moment.
It was. And I wish that the sun would have risen just that day over the ocean.
Oh, let me make fun of this lady for a second. Pause. So, half the reason that we're out there is because it was a bit late, and, I was jet-lagged or whatever. It was 3-hour difference?
2 hour difference.
2 hour difference, okay.
From Amsterdam.
And, we're there to enjoy ourselves. So she's like, you know what, let's sit here and wait for the sun to come up. We're going to watch the sunrise over this ocean under this tree. And this is going to be so great. Thankfully, we did not wait for that sunrise because, Kari, tell us why.
So we were not facing in the direction of the sunrise. In fact, had I had a compass on me, I could have looked at that bitch and been like, "Oh,
we gotta go the other way."
Yeah, the other way and over this city. And quite frankly, if we're going for a city sunrise, Ash, I think there might be better places.
I mean, thankfully we got sleepy and wet, and we were like, "Hey, now let's turn around and do this on a dry night." But that was pretty funny. And one thing I will mention, like I had said, I never saw this place in daylight. And so I can see the ocean in front of me and hear it and all these things. And I kept having this urge to just run out and jump into the water. I had this picture of me just running down the beach. And
we were already soaked.
Yeah. I mean, so what was the point? And I've done that a million times. Like in Taiwan, there's nothing more fun than just like jumping in the water with your clothes on a beach.
1,000%.
So... thankfully, I did not, because come to find out the next day when I see this in daylight, we were on a cliff.
Yeah, girl, that was a cliff. I didn't know that you were having these internal urges, or
I would have in the morning.
I would have dissuaded you from acting out on them.
But I'm so glad I did not do it, and
no, because you wouldn't have.
I would have died.
No, because so where we were sitting under this tree is very close to a cliff, and there's like a little string that in the daylight you can see, do not get on the cliffs.
Yeah. Like, it's a severe fall.
Listen, I'll give you that as lighted as that garden was, it wasn't the most lit for you to see all of those danger signs. No. But I get where you were coming from, because you could really hear that ocean kind of crashing, but a little softly because it was pretty far down.
Well, I just thought the tide was really far out. Like, that is what I thought. The tide is out, and I'm just going to run through the beach and be in the water. Anyway.
Well, let that be a lesson to you. Don't run into the ocean at night, because, girl, there was a 0% chance of you making that.
Well, I'm still going to do that. I'm just going to see the beach in the sun before I make
make sure you capture the surf on the sand before you go thinking you can just run into the ocean like that.
Mental note check.
But that was the day before Thanksgiving. And then everyone else showed up, or the night before Thanksgiving.
That was the night before.
So that was the night before Thanksgiving. And at that time, everyone else had come. In the morning, they showed up.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving morning. And it's difficult to source American Thanksgiving ingredients for a turkey day in Turkey.
Okay, can I also preface that we did not have to murder our own bird? Because remember last episode we said that was going to be a thing. Yeah,
so Nico's business partner, who's from Turkey, was just like, well, I know of a place where you can pick out a turkey and have it slaughtered, but Turkey is not, they don't eat pork much out in Turkey, but they don't have a lot of turkey items on the menu either.
No.
So sourcing a turkey in Turkey turned out to be more of a challenge than we had thought. And we started pre-scouting before you guys got there. What's the best place to find this turkey? And do we actually have to kill it ourselves? Is that an experience that we all need to have as a group? Can we maybe skip that part, invite at a grocery store?
And we found a grocery store. I would have manned up, but I'm so glad I didn't have to.
No, we found a grocery store. So you did not need to pluck that chicken. And to your credit, you did offer to pluck the chicken.
It before. I would do it again. Chicken, turkey, poultry, same thing.
But what couldn't we find? Canned pumpkin was not a thing?
I don't even know. I made a baked mac and cheese thing. It was great. But we literally made, I am not exaggerating, about 12 different grocery store runs. And remember, we kept texting Teen and Rob, stay there for like 20 more minutes because we're running out. But no, we pulled it together, man. It was a lot of runs, but it was delicious.
Well, and I agree with that. And also, I will say that all of this took us a lot longer than expected. So I think we had planned to have Thanksgiving at 6 p.m.
And then it turned to 8:30 when the Bears game came on. And then we finished it. We started eating at 11:30.
It was a delayed Thanksgiving.
But totally worth it in the end.
It took a minute and a lot of grocery store runs. Thankfully, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in
Yeah.
Turkey. So
it wasn't
everything was
crazy.
open.
Everything was open.
It was just a usual Thursday for them. And they were like, who are you people coming in and out of this house with all of these grocery
weird
bags?
things, too, that made no sense. They were really like, how does this go together?
You know what else we did on Turkey Day?
Oh, my God, girl.
Okay, so I think that we should totally have an episode of the podcast on medical tourism.
I mean, we're going to do it.
Because the amount of money that you saved on Botox alone.
Well, so Kari
Covered your
popped
flight.
my cherry. She totally popped.
I haven't heard that since college.
Yeah, well, coming in hot with that now. We talked a little bit about it on our last episode, how I had never had anything done, and I was like, I don't need to, but, you know, you do you, girl. But when in Turkey...
Well, you've got this hot new boyfriend now.
I know. He's actually like, please age gracefully. He's like, no need. And, you know, he's like, I don't want you to turn into a Barbie. And whatever. We didn't go that far. But Kari had just had it done right when I arrived. You got some Botox and some fillers.
The day before, I got Botox and fillers. And I was scheduled for a laser treatment. Because I've got a couple spots on my face that I'd like to tell to fuck off forever.
You know? So I'm a sales lady, and we tend to be the easiest people to sell to. I'm just like, great, sounds lovely. So I go with her. And
to my laser treatment, because it's super easy, just to be clear, to book any kind of treatment once you already know who you want to go to in Turkey. And
you trusted this lady.
No, I love this lady. And also, if any of you are listening, I go to DK Clinic, Klinik, because it's Turkish, out in Antalya. You can message me and I'll send you the lady's info. But I really love this lady.
She's great.
Because she won't give you stuff that she doesn't think that you need.
Remember, I asked her about those weird under eye things, and she was like, no, you don't need that, but you do need Botox. Okay.
Yeah. No, so this time I went in and I had a little extra done because I've never touched the lips with fillers before. So always, my standard routine is Botox every 4 months in the forehead, around the eyes. Sometimes I'll slack off and go 6, and it's not a big deal. Where I really notice it is in the fillers. So I get fillers every 9 to 12 months. I went 12 months on this last round and was getting not great. But I've never had my lips done. Because you see ladies who have their lips filled, and sometimes it's just like so off.
It's not attractive if it's too much.
No, you don't want duck lips.
No.
But also, I was noticing that I was putting on my lip liner. There was a little less to line these days. And so I asked her, and I've gone to this lady enough to where she knows my face. She has an image catalog of her entire body of work that she has done to me, which I don't enjoy looking at. But the afters are definitely better than the befores. She has consistently shown up for me. And so when I asked this lady, hey, doctor, tell me about the lips, because I really don't want them to go duck-lipped out on me. And that tends to be what you see out in the wild.
No, she did a great job, though. I couldn't even tell.
No, she did 1 milliliter in each side of my upper lip. She didn't touch my bottom lip. But what sold me was she was like, I do my own lip fillers. Do I have duck lips?
And she did not.
No. Her lips were on point, though.
Yeah.
And so you going in to get your Botox treatment, I just texted her and I WhatsApped her.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You set appointments out there via WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest thing.
Well, and I originally was going with you because I, too, have some serious sunspots. And, like, Ashley didn't wear sunscreen when she was in Asia, like an idiot. And so these aren't, like, birthmarks or something. These are new things that I really don't like because they weren't there before. And so I was really happy to get that done. And, oh, my gosh, you remember when I'm sitting in the chair, I, like, made her come with me. I don't know why I felt like I was, like, going to give birth or something, but I could not be left alone. And it's happening, and you can feel it, but it's not...
Because it's a laser treatment.
Yeah.
So what's happening to Ashley at this moment is they put a hair mask on her to get the hair out of her face, which I thought was hilarious. And then they take this laser thing around, and she's got her blacked out eye goggles, almost as if she's tanning kind of look. And the doctors don't have that eye protection. And she's going around and...
But they put the ice on it first, which for me hurt more than anything. I was like, get it off. It was like, you're burning my face with ice.
They ice you down so that it numbs you. So when that hot-ass laser comes through, you don't feel it so bad. But you weren't even flinching. You took that like a fucking champion, sister.
The thing that was funny is I can hear Kari saying... I would just like to report that I can smell and hear your flesh burning off. And I was like, just start cracking up. And I'm like, yeah, me too, honey. Me too.
It's like, I'm sitting close enough that I can really hear your skin sizzle. But they hook you up with numbing cream beforehand, so you don't really feel any of that.
I mean, I've never had a tattoo or anything, so I don't know what like skin stimulation like that feels like. But no, it wasn't that bad. And honestly, you can see now some of my darker spots that I had probably need one more. Fair enough, but it's so much better. I'm so much happy. I'm really, really happy with it. So then I'm sitting in the chair and I'm like, you know what? Just shoot my forehead up. Let's go for it. And, you told me I need it, and you told me I didn't need the other thing, so trust. And so we did that, and $180 later... Girl, I'm looking fly, like I'm 20. I mean, I did have a little bit of that jack-o'-lantern eyelid, or what are these called? Eyebrow things going up for a minute. Looked a little whoop, but I'm all good now.
No, it takes a minute, but then your shit really smooths out and you're like, why did I resist? No, and that lady, such a great price. And I think she's a great doctor because I had never been into the room. I've seen this lady several times over the years, and I had never been into the room that you were in for the type of laser treatment that you needed.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking around, and we're waiting for the doctor to come in. Oh my God,
this was so fun.
And so there's a whole, like, floor-to-ceiling cabinet of all kinds of shit. And it's almost like, think of it as a Walmart pharmacy of what you might or could, theoretically, do to your face and body. And most of it was in English.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so I was just like, excuse me, to the nurse. What is this?
And then you said, and she's miming it, do you have a catalog, a menu?
And I was like, do you have a menu? Menu verme? Menu for me, please?
It was so funny.
No, and she was like, no, I don't have a menu. And I was like, why did it take so long for you to bring me back to this? Because I see you have an anti-cellulite treatment, girl. And then there's this stuff that you can put under your eyes, and you do this at home. And this is what the lady told you didn't need.
Yeah.
It's for under eye circles and puffiness and wrinkles. And it almost looks like one of those silicone pad kind of things.
No, I think it had like little needles in it.
Yeah, but it wasn't needles. They were silicone.
Oh, well, you were closer to it. I was in the chair.
It was all like silicone. Silicone. Yeah. It was all silicone. And it's got some sort of medicine on it. But girl, you tap that on your eyes every 2 weeks for like an hour. And then all of a sudden, your under eye circles and your wrinkles fuck off for 6 months. And I was like, well, how much is that? And she was like, oh, that's $200. That's expensive. And I was just like, to not have to use concealer for 6 months?
I know. So in that moment, I was...
No, Ashley was like that. I want that.
I was like, I'll take one of everything up there. And then I was like, Kari, we're coming back in like a month and we're staying for 4 weeks and we're getting all the cellulite sucked out of our asses.
Well, no, because that's liposuction and they require you to go under. So there's sculpting.
Whatever.
And then she had some injections. I've got a bit of a double chin. And there's
I don't.
Right? No.
That means I do.
No, there's this stuff called Kybella, and it's an injectable. It's almost like Botox for your gobble chin. Speaking of Turkey Day. And you have to go in, I think 3 times over the course of like 2 months or 3 months or something like that. And then, girl, your double chin just fucks off forever.
I know. We've talked about this a little bit. I'm still in the I don't know boat of how much more I'm going to do. Let's just say I'm really happy with what has been done. And I still have some thinking to do. And I love that my wonderful boyfriend is just like, don't stop. You're beautiful the way you are and whatever. So that's really encouraging. But I don't know. We'll see. I go back and forth.
I've got this thing where I do it for me.
Totally.
I love that I can just, erase the sands of time.
No, I totally feel you.
And as long as I don't go what I'll call overboard, and TBD on what overboard is for each individual person. But I don't know. For me right now, I draw the line at a scalpel.
Yeah, I don't even know yet. I mean, I just popped my Botox cherry, so we'll see. We'll regroup in a few.
But Thanksgiving was wonderful.
It was so fun. Dude, it was like one of my favorites.
We had like some shots in our face.
It was, I've never, like, it will be forever remembered as the Thanksgiving I got Botox. Who else wakes up to the Macy's Thanksgiving parade and is like, oh, gotta peace out. I'm going to get my Botox. Nobody.
But the dinner was nice. We all went around the table and said what we were thankful for.
God, I cried like a baby. I was so sad.
No, it was so nice to hear, though, because all of us are, I don't know, we're in Amsterdam. A lot of people in our friend group are from not Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And many of us are Americans, and, you know, Tina's German, and Nico's Dutch, and Steve's. Steve wasn't there, but Steve's like a Dutch UK
British,
hybrid. But it was nice to have kind of like an Amster fam.
It was
dinner.
So great. And personally, you know, I really did cry like a baby because my last year was rough. I mean, I got divorced. We'll get into that later, but you know, I lost a job. It was a tough year, and to have these people that brought me literally back to life, and like, I know in a drop of a moment, if I was like, you need to be here in 10 minutes, like you would all come running with no, why? What's going on? It would just be right there. And I think that's like so special. And I think when you do live abroad, you do find and make these families that really become your family. And it's a really special thing. And, you know, I'm so glad that we have each other.
I'm so grateful, too. I've leaned on all of you guys. You don't have to get around the table again because we all talked about it. But just I am so grateful for the friends who supplement my family.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of family. I've got a lot of family, but I've got like very little family that I consider family.
Yeah.
And talk to. And to have the support of friends is really important as you get older.
It's so important. I mean, especially as you get older and, you know, just as far as you go far away and you're out of every single comfort zone that you have. So, no, we did a good job. We had fun. Oh, and one thing I want to just like side note bring up that we did that was so ridiculous and it spent so much of our time is this game. What was it called?
Oh, okay. So, guys, if you're listening and you want to have a game night at home with your friends.
Holiday season. We're still in it.
Okay, so I'm not a gamer.
Oh, I am.
I will Monopoly like you wouldn't believe. I got very weird into Evany, which is an online MMORPG game. It's a multiplayer game online.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what Farmville looks like, and it's not that you get to attack people. Like, maybe it's like World of Warcraft. I had to remove myself from that situation because I realized how much time and then eventually money I was spending on the game Evany. And I'm not even a gamer. And I was like, oh, so this is how people lose their lives to video games. I can see it because it's just like, it was fun for a while, but not a long while. Well,
I'm proud of you for being in recovery from that. But this
long story short, I have no idea how to download games.
Yeah.
And so this game, Jackbox TV is what you're looking for. So you go to Jackbox, JCKBOX.TV. They're not a sponsor or anything.
Literally just giving them love because we had so much fun.
So Jackbox.TV has a slew of games that you can download, but you've got to go through Steam.
I don't remember.
I'd never heard of it before, but they're like, so you got to go to Steam. And I'm like, okay, but I'm in another country and all of my credit cards are US based.
It took you a good 2 hours.
It took me 2 hours in Turkey to knock this out.
But was it worth it?
Wasn't it? Because what you want to download, they have several different iterations of these party games that you play on your computer. You can hook your computer up to the TV or whatnot, so it's on the TV. And everyone plays with their cell phones.
Yeah.
And it's like Cards Against Humanity. Quiplash is the one game that we were playing, but it's a lot like Cards Against Humanity, except for you get to write your own answers.
And let me just say, we are a disgusting group of human beings. Like, I mean, I think I nearly peed myself like 100 times. We were all sobbing, laughing, and we got in these like weird themes like with Keenan's balls and things like. So you end up like there's all these questions. So we had 8 people and you end up competing with one other person on a question, but you don't know who it is. And then they'll just put the question up and these 2 people's answers and you vote on whose you like the best.
Yeah, blind. So you don't know whose answer is whose.
You can kind of figure it out when you play with Kari for a while. You can definitely figure it out because she's ridiculous. It was awesome. Can I tell your Christmas one?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So it was like, what Christmas decoration could you put in your yard that would make your neighbors unhappy? And Kari put a nativity scene of your neighbors all cheating. I mean, and there was a question, what would you really find in King Tut's tomb? And both were Keenan's balls. Both answers from 2 different people. We just got weird with it. So I totally encourage you and your group of friends to play this game. And especially if you guys are weird like us, you'll have a laugh.
Yeah, you got to go to jackbox.tv and then you have to figure out Steam. I hope that your credit card is attached to the country that you're currently in, or that you can figure out a VPN that works to trick it faster than I could. Because I really had to take the long way around that purchase, and I was just, had I bought it in Turkish lira, it would have been like $2 USD, honestly.
Yeah.
It was like they didn't like the currency exchange, but after that, we had a big day the next day.
Oh my God.
At the theme park.
It was so weird. The weirdest thing I've done in like a fun weird, but also I was injured. Okay, keep going.
So after Thanksgiving and after the Jackbox.tv festivity pack, again playing Quiplash, the game, we called it a night pretty early. And then we went to the Turkish themed Atatürk Park, which has the biggest Ferris wheel, second to London in all of Europe and Asia. It might be all of the world. It's like the second biggest eye.
I had no idea.
Of the world.
We did not even ride it.
It takes forever.
I was not having that. After the bumper cars, I was like, y'all can fuck off with this place. I'm out of here.
So we roll 8 adults deep into this Turkish theme park, which rips off Disney a lot. I feel like the lawyers at Disney are going to want to learn about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, it's a mix between Disney and the most fucked up hometown carnival you've ever seen in your life. Like, it was a perfect mix of junk and Disney theme. But in my opinion.
But with a heavy Disney ripoff.
Yeah, yeah. But there were like other characters too.
There was like a Miley Cyrus mural and everything.
I did not see that.
No, that was on the ride that you almost lost it on.
Oh.
So we roll 8 adults deep into this theme park, and there's nobody there.
We are literally the only ones there, and right when we walk in, I am freaked out, and I am like, I have to pee so bad, and I made Keenan come with me, because I was like, this is where murder mysteries start. Like, this is a Lifetime movie setup of a hotel, one of those highway hotels where people stop and they all get murdered at night.
There's nobody there.
That's how I felt, and I was like, please walk me to the restroom so I don't die.
Well, none of us died.
No, it was so fun, but it was creepy walking in there.
Well, we were the first people in. So we walk in and we're the only ones there, but it only opened at 3, and we got there at 1.
Yeah.
So
it's a bit of a waiting period on the side of a highway.
We were close to a mall, but not that close.
Well, the parking itself took like an hour, but...
No, the parking was insane.
Here nor there.
So we go in, and it's got all kinds of rides, but we were making a beeline for the go-karts, because you could race a go-kart.
Yeah, and guys, these are the most broke down... it's like riding a lawnmower. It was mine. I chose like the sexy hot pink one, and I stalled 3 seconds in, and everyone lapping me, and I'm just sitting there like, my car sucks.
You got a bad
and they had to like bring a new one out. It was really it was very sad.
No, but you race those things like your life depends on it, because why not? It seems like a no risk situation. I don't think it's very dangerous.
Okay, let's for a second just think about that, Kari, and let's think about the man, one of the two men that was fucking helping us get them was missing a hand.
I didn't see that. Stop it. He was missing a hand.
Shut up. How did you know? We were talking about it. Maybe you didn't hear it. He had, like, it was like a 2-finger situation. It was wrapped all in gauze, the whole thing. It looked like Captain Hook wrapped in gauze. And his foot was a little fucked up. I'm like, oh, yeah. Please strap me into one of these death machines. Let's have at it. And the fucking helmets, I nearly vomited. Like, and they had the mouth part, you know, in front of the mouth. And so just like, and it was a kid one. So I'm like breathing in gonorrhea. I don't even know what you could, but it smelled. I was like, I'm surely getting lice. Like, I want to vomit, and this thing is going to explode, and I'm going to look like Captain Hook.
My big thing was I just had that laser treatment, and I was worried that the foam on my head with the Botox, because they give you that antibiotic cream, and I'm like, I hope it got in there extra good this morning.
Oh, girl, I just felt like I was riding a disease death machine. It was so nasty.
So much fun, though.
It was so fun. I mean,
one was enough for you. See, I rode it enough to where I had a 3-day leg cramp from pressing the gap so hard.
But you did like 5. She was like, vroom, vroom. Like, I don't even know what one of those Dale Earnhardt. Yeah, you were the female version.
I had 2 cars and I used to race them in the States.
That's a whole nother episode.
Oh, yeah, no, I had 2 BMW Z4 convertibles and I would race them both.
Oh, hey now.
Autograph style.
I would like a BMW, please.
Well, you got to go for the car that can't fit a kid in it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a racer, though. Like, I don't... Okay, so let me use this statement to trail us into another part. I don't know when I turned into such a fucking pussy.
No, I have never heard you scream so much.
Okay,
you
teen
and
is the worst. We were just little brats. Like, I don't know. Like,
children?
Babies. Yeah. Okay, so I love fucking roller coasters. I've jumped out of a plane. I'm a badass bitch when it comes to, fearing death or facing death.
But not on a Turkish carnival ride.
Exactly. So what was this fucking thing called, by the way? Do you remember?
I think it's a tornado.
Yes, the tornado. So it's this one just large steel pole holding these circular seats. And the floor drops, and this thing just starts, going at it. And when we get on it, we're like, who knows when this was last maintenanced? Who knows, who has ever taken a look at this little guy?
Probably never, guys, but it's going to be great.
I know. Kari's like, well, it's not like you, a fair where you assemble and deassemble it every week. She, she knocks on it, and she's like, sounds sturdy to me. I'm like, oh, my God. So we get in this thing, and Teen's like, it's going to fly off. It's totally going to fly off. I'm like, I know. I can see it.
Your Tina loses her shit.
She's like, guys, I think I peed. And
the ride hasn't even started yet, and I'm cackle-laughing so hard, I think I'm going to pee.
Oh, my God. And we can hear Ram, who's a 40-year-old man who's so afraid of heights in the background, and he's on
the other side of us, because there were so few of us on this ride that all 8 of us needed to go on. So it would balance it out.
Which makes me nervous to begin with. A ride of that, strength should not have a weight capability or problem. Oh my God, I hated it. And I was like, make the bad man stop. This is too much. It's too much. And the whole time, I'm like, when did I become such a pussy? No, these things scare me now. I don't know. Maybe it's an age thing. I have no idea, but I was fucking terrified. And then you motherfuckers bring me on the bumper cars. Those things can fuck off. I will never sit my ass in another bumper car so long as I live.
No, that I'll give you, because I figured out how to whip it into reverse. So
I watched you figure that out too, and that was one of the highlights of my day, is watching your face being like, Eureka!
I didn't know. I don't know if this is true of all bumper cars, but bumper cars in Turkey, if you put your palm on the steering wheel and rotate, 360 plus 180, all of a sudden you're in reverse. And once I figured out that I could whip my bitch into reverse real quick, suddenly I was revving people in reverse, which would have been fine. Except for I was following road rules where you need to turn your neck behind you. when you're, and then you get slammed, and I was just like, okay, I'm an old lady.
My whiplash situation was so bad. I actually tried to go and hide where the other cars were lined up on the side. I went and hid, and then fucking Rob found me and Nico, and they start ramming the shit out of me, and I'm nearly in tears. Like, my neck was being whipped. I hurt so bad, like an old lady.
No, I had to go and get a massage 2 days later, and she was like, problem. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, bumper cars.
Because this is a lady, she had seen me a lot of times. She was like, ooh, problem. And I was like, yeah. So I think so too.
The dudes were having fun. You and Teen were. I was grumpy as, I don't even know what's grumpy. I like so fucking pissed. I'm like, get me out of here. And then we have to go on the 6D ride. Remember the stupid video thing?
We didn't have to go on
got
it.
Injured. You had leg bruises from
I know,
a
I still
video.
have them. No, I still
ride.
have them. So we go into this theater and it's like 6D experience.
So
and it's like,
disturbing.
guys, what's beyond the fourth dimension? You know, Rob's got like a PhD and shit and he doesn't know. And I'm like, well, this one's got 6.
We must try it.
Let's go inspect this further.
What is Turkey hiding?
No, and so we have to wait for some dude to come back from his coffee break for us to even get the tickets to go into this place.
Ugh.
And it's just this square building, and you walk into it, and it's got, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger on the side of it, and it could be an action thing, but also it looked very kid-friendly, like maybe we're going to be investigating the jungle. It could have been anything. It was not what I was expecting, which was, like, a fucking horror ride. And I am deaf as fuck. I am so deaf. I am legitimately hard of hearing, but it was so ear-piercing to me. I was just like, why is it so loud?
How do you think us normal folk felt?
No, I was really feeling for you guys in that time because I was just like, God, if it's loud for me, how must it be for everyone except for Sean, who is also very deaf?
And then remember the dumb glasses we had to wear that were not even...
Okay, so
the
guys...
movie wasn't even 3D and the glasses weren't 3D.
We were promised a 6D experience. I'm still looking for D3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm missing 4 of them there. What it gave me were some glasses that were definitely recycled. And so I put them on, and I was... Even walking into it, I was like, I'm not so sure these are 3D glasses, though. They were not. And so you sit down, and all of a sudden, I was just so incredibly happy I didn't bring my 4-year-old on this ride. Oh. Number 1, because I don't have a 4-year-old. Number 2, because this is not a child's ride.
No.
But it did not give you any kind of indication that this might give your small child nightmares for life.
It was so weird. But I'm so glad we did it because it scared everyone to get us the fuck out of that park.
After that, we were done. Because what it did have was some sort of seat mechanism that would throw you violently in whatever direction it wanted you to go. And so for me, in my personal chair, the direction that it wanted my shins to go was right into the hard bar in front of me. Repeatedly. No, seriously, look at this. Hang on.
No, I saw it.
Like, look at it now. Girl, it's still...
Oh, God.
It is still very much large and in charge. I'm sorry I had to pull up my yoga pants to show you this monstrosity, but I feel like I was really... I did.
Yeah,
not pretty. For you, but that was for me.
Well, God. I don't care who it's for. I appreciate the effort. Well, anyway, that was fun. What are we wearing?
We are wearing the sickest Christmas sweaters you've ever seen because after a Thanksgiving, and Ashley's wearing a Santa hat too. You took it the next level up. Right now, Ashley, in her Gringa Good Juju vibes, is wearing a sparkly Christmas sweater. And
it's Santa twerking.
Santa. I'm just wearing a sparkly Christmas sweater.
It's cute. It's ugly, but in a good way.
So after this, we had it on the table that we were going to go to a very nice restaurant. And we did go to a very nice restaurant. Mm-hmm. But the ladies, we were all going to go buy sparkly dresses because Turkey has fancy dresses like you would not believe in for days.
Days. And just side note, ladies, if you are to be wed one day or ever and would like a beautiful wedding dress, you go to Turkey and you go to Antalya. It is like Fifth Avenue of wedding dresses. And even though Kari and I have been divorced, we're going to go back and try those bitches on.
No, we just didn't have time on this trip. But so to give you an idea, imagine like a rodeo drive, except for everything is affordable. on this rodeo drive.
It was crazy.
And you've got like 3 stores tall, 3 different stores.
Stories tall, yeah.
Stories tall, but it's stories and stores.
Yeah, true.
Of wedding dresses, but for like miles.
Yeah. It was crazy. I did not believe you when you told me.
No, but they're princess dresses. They're so huge and they're so sparkly, and some of them have colors, and some of them are like, oh, that's like a legit princess outfit. Some of them come with fucking crowns. Dude,
it made me want to get married again.
I just want to go to a wedding where I can wear the pink one.
You can come to mine. I had texted Chris a picture of it, and I was like, I think I'm ready to get married again.
No, that blue one looks sassy. Seriously, it's just the most glamorous, elegant gowns that you can totally afford. I've got one hanging in my closet for New Year's.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. So that was our original idea, was to go out in some sparkle turkey glam. However,
that takes a little bit of time. And we didn't have that kind of time because we had been playing bumper cars and 6D experience all day. 2D. Heard on the second D, I think. Just the one that slammed into my leg. Experience. And so we were like, oh man, I think what are we going to do? But there are 8 of us. And so one thing you can do when there are 8 of you is, as long as all 8 of you look fucking stupid, you can get in anywhere because you're a party all of a sudden. Yeah. If you show up just like 2 of you are in your yoga pants and a tank top or something, I feel like they might not let you in. Yes. But when 8 of you are in full ugly Christmas sweater regalia,
the stares, the looks, but we did not care. We were strutting through.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Kari.
Do you know what would really help us out?
Some iTunes reviews?
Yeah, I would really love some iTunes reviews.
Girl, me too.
Hey, if you're listening and you dig what we're putting down, please let us know. It actually makes a huge difference in helping other people find us. Don't just give us 5 stars. Go ahead and write a review about why you're giving us 5 stars. If you're giving us 2 stars, I want to know why. I feel like this is a 5-star podcast, don't you?
I know it is, girl.
And if you would like to hang out with us in real time, and sometimes even in real life, because we're going to start doing meet and greets soon, you can join over 4,000 workationers in our Facebook group. And Ash, do you love the Facebook group? Or do you
I love our Facebook group. It's inspirational. I mean, I connect with people. I get ideas, not just for work. That's where I found my pet sitter.
Oh, yeah. If you're looking for a pet sitter, hey, have I got the group for you? Okay? Do not let your pets hold you back from travel. Somebody in the workationing group has a link for you that will hook you up with a pet sitter. Okay, Brian, now we're on to the New Year's resolution episode. We're cutting it a little late.
God.
It's coming in hot.
Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's, and we haven't even released Thanksgiving, and we're pretty much at Valentine's Day.
Listen, the holidays were a real bitch. You know what I mean? I had some stuff going on. I had some things to do, like move, light my life on fire. You know?
You did a good job, though. You succeeded at the lighting on fire business.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to stick to landing. I think I might.
I think you did.
This episode of the Workationing Podcast is brought to you by Trusted House Sitters. You can catch them at trustedhousesitters.com or via their new app. Ashley and I both use Trusted House Sitters to source pet sitters for our fur babies when we're away from home.
You can use discount code WORKATIONING10 for 10% off your annual plan. That's Workationing plus the number 10, no space, to save 10% off your membership. You can also get the link directly in the show notes for the episode.